How can you handle risks, mitigate risks, handle that fear of rejection, and be able to back yourself on the way to being the person you want to be and go where you want to go? So in this video, I'm going to try and help you with that. Hi, I am Michael Quigley. I'm the founder of Kataholos. I'm on a mission to try and help 1 billion people. So far, trained 11,000 adults in 3 continents in working in 2 languages. I'm getting there. So I want to help you with risk. I've got specifically a 4R framework for risk. See what I did there? A bit of alliteration to try and help you to handle this because I was inspired by the author J.K. Rowling, right? She said well, if you're not able to handle risk, if you're not able to handle the idea that something might go wrong, you're never going to do anything. You're going to sit there going, well, if that happens, I can't handle that. And if she said that, and if that doesn't go right, before you know it, you're not actually living. And I don't want that to be you, right? I want you to be able to handle these risks and go, yeah, I know what I'm doing. There's a challenge here, but it might go wrong, but I'm okay. So, first thing, first R is rejection. Right, let's get straight into this. I remember growing up and being shy and not being able to talk to girls. I could talk to anybody as a friend. But if I liked them, I don't know. You like that? You just think, oh, what if they, I can't, no, can't go talk to them, can't, I go wrong, they might reject me. I can't handle that. And I don't know where that comes from, but we all kind of have it. And you'll have your own version, won't you? What if I go for this job promotion? I don't get it. What if I start my own business, but it falls flat on its face and everybody knows about it? What if if I go on this date and they don't like me and they never text me back? So just recognize that fear of rejection is the first thing that stops most people. They have their mental backpack, they're good to go, they know what they need to do, and they can't even get out the door because I can't handle if it goes wrong. And what if will stop you, right? That fear of rejection is perfectly normal. Yeah, it's almost like step one. So when you feel it, think, right, Mike said that's just step one, and I'm going to go past that. Okay. It doesn't mean you have to stop at all. Just fear of rejection, fear of it going wrong is a natural part of your thinking process, but it could be step one on the way to actually achieving the thing, right? So, second thing, the second R that can really help you is how you actually mitigate and control the risk and handle risk. Because you'll have your own kind of version on a scale, right? Some people can handle high risk, high reward. They're like, well, it might go totally wrong or it might go totally right. You think like somebody wants to be a footballer growing up. There's a massive risk there that you're never actually going to do that. It's a very small chance people actually get to live that dream. But if you're one of those small people, you're going to be living your dream. That's a very high risk thing. Very low risk thing would be saying, well, there's a lot of jobs in that profession. You're highly qualified. You can do that. It's not really risky. I mean, that doesn't really exist so much these days, but you can see what I'm trying to say. Every opportunity presents a chance for you. And depending on where you are on the risk scale, you either feel comfortable taking them or you're like, no, I'd rather just play it safe. And you might go towards safety, you might go towards high risk. And it might be different in different contexts. But how do you actually mitigate that risk and control it as much as you can? I'll give you an example through a story. So I had a client and he had a job and he also wanted to have like a side business, something he felt very passionate about. He was very good at it. And we were working together and he came to me and said, what do you reckon? Should I do it? Should I pursue it? Or should I just leave it? Because it's quite risky. The risks were losing money, getting stressed and overwhelmed, could affect his current job, he could overdo it. It was risky, about 50-50. And so what you need to do is you need to ring fence it. And this is my suggestion for you. He's like, what do you mean ring fence it? I said, well, tell me what you're going to do. He told me. And I said, you want to think about like where that starts and where that ends and how much you're willing to invest, or how much money you're willing to invest and how much time you're willing to invest. We came up with a budget. We said it was X amount of pounds for X amount of time. Yeah. And if you went over that budget or you went over that time, you wouldn't ever do it again because it was shown didn't work. But if you got to the end of that time and you come in under budget and enjoyed it, it's fine. So he knew in that period of time he could go for it as long as he didn't go over that certain amount of money and that certain amount of time. So there's no risk really. He either did it and it came in well and he was like, great, I can do that again. Or if it started to go over, he knew when to stop it and he was like, right, I've learned there. It's too risky. It's going to affect things negatively. And he did it and he did it well and it worked. And guess what? He's still doing it to this day. He just repeats that cycle, right? So ring fence your risk. Think how much time, money, energy am I willing to spend on this thing, including time thinking about it. Yeah. And you make it like you give it a place to live in your head. You go, if it goes past this, it's too much. Yeah. If it doesn't, it's fine. Yeah. So thinking about the job promotion, right? And I spend 3 weeks getting ready for it. What's the actual risk in terms of time and money? Well, I'm not going to lose any money, but I have to spend a lot of time on it. Is it worth it? Yeah, if I achieve this, right, well, off you go. Very clear time frame, right? So it's a really good way to just kind of give it a structure Because, like I said before, that fear of rejection can end up in your mind and can cloud you to like, well, how do you actually mitigate this risk? How do you actually handle that kind of thing? So you can do that for business, you can do it for personal. So the third one, which again stops a lot of people, is regret. So you might have heard about the top 5 regrets of the dying, one of them being, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I mean, that's heartbreaking. The idea that you're working so hard right now and at the end of your life, you might actually regret it. But I think what people mean by that is they wish they'd spent more time with their family, they wish they'd spent more time, etc. So this is what you do. You say, right, stage 1, I haven't let the fear of rejection stop me. Stage 2, I've ring fenced it. I know what the risks are and I'm willing to, do it, or, I'm not, or I'll park it. Third one is, if I didn't do this, is it something I would regret? If I didn't do this, is it something I'd look back on and go, man, I should have done that while I had the chance? Right, so there's a reason why we're in this t-shirt. UK Bungee Club. I did bungee jump. I absolutely loved it. I chased it down. It's something I was terrified of, and I did it. But I remember the day I got there, and I was really scared. Right, the fear of rejection. It wasn't just fear of rejection; it was fear of death. I was really, really scared. And there was that little moment where I was like, you don't have to do this. You could just. I was with my dad at the time. You could just say to your dad, just, I changed my mind. People would have known and all that, but I was like, no, I haven't come this far. I regret it. I regret it. I go, I was out there. I could have done that at that opportunity. I didn't take it because you don't do it every day. And I did it and I loved it. Honestly, I absolutely loved it. And so the beautiful way to think about it, the positive side, is if you do this thing, you will never regret it afterwards because you did it. So whether I enjoyed it or not, which I did, you cannot look back and go, even if it doesn't go well, whatever that thing is, but I didn't do it because you did. So let's say worst case scenario, you don't let the fear of rejection stop you. You mitigate things as best you can. You don't want to regret it. So you go and do it and it doesn't work well. But at least you're informed and you cannot regret it because you can say, I did that and it didn't work for these reasons. Okay, I've learned that to go forward. You are informed. Information is absolutely everything, leads to knowledge, leads to wisdom. But if you've never done it, you can't draw on experience you've not had, right? And so the final thing, which I thought might be a really good one to think about, is your right mind. So what does right mind mean? You hear a lot about it from people who are experienced meditators, people that understand psychologically where to get into a good place. So I want to give you another example. So you've gone through the 3 stages, you're on to the 4th thing, right? Making your decision. When I was leaving primary school teaching, I loved helping children to learn, but the actual job itself wasn't for me. I was talking to my mentor, and she said to me, you need to make this decision when you're in a good place. You don't make a decision on a bad day. I said, what do you mean? She said, at the moment, you're not so great. If you're going to quit something or leave something or make a change to risk going forward something else, you want to do it on a day when you're feeling good. Because in that space, the good thing for you will be obvious and the bad thing will be obvious. Yeah. If you're not in your right mind, you just, well, I'm out. And that's what right mind is, right? So before you make a decision, calm yourself down or leave it for a bit. Come back to it, right? Go, right, I'm nice and chilled now. I'm not scared. I'm not upset. I'm not absolutely fired up because sometimes that can blind you as well. Take a bad risk when you shouldn't have done. And you just say to yourself, am I in my right mind? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Okay, so now what's your decision? And you'll make the right decision. So when I left primary school teaching, it was because I was like, this is great, but it's just not for me. And it was on a good day, not on a bad day, right? So those 4 hours can really help you with risk. So don't let the fear of rejection stop you. That's just the first step. What did I say? I said, oh, everybody feels that. Yeah, just think about me talking about girls and getting nervous. What's your version of that? Yeah. And then you move forward and you ring fence it and say, okay, where's my risk? Where am I on the scale? I'm quite conservative. Okay. Well, maybe I'm overthinking this, or I'm quite high risk, or maybe I'm underthinking this. Yeah. I need to ring fence it a bit and understand how much time, energy, money you can spend on this. And then is this something like the bungee jump? If I don't do this, am I going to regret? Because something's only open for a short amount of time. You don't want to look back and go, man, I could have done that. Yeah. And then finally you say to yourself, well, am I in my right mind? No? Okay, take a break. Yes. Okay, make my decision. And then you'll make the right decision, right? That's right for you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like or let me know in the comments about your risks, how you feel about risk. If you have any questions on that, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to Kataholos YouTube channel. Got over 400 videos, loads of stuff. Can help you with leadership. We also have an online platform, all sorts of things you can check out. So good luck, all the best, and see you soon.